Good morning. Good morning and happy May. I cannot believe it is May 2024. So, if you're younger and you think that, wow, it's already May, wait until you get older and you think, whoa, this just happened in a hot minute. So, time does go faster. I don't care who you are. All right, oh my gosh, like this team has been just on fire, and I love how we're all on the energy bus. And so we definitely want to start off our months just running, okay? Because really it makes so much more sense, okay? And because you don't want to sit back and think, yes, can you take 10 minutes, take a hot minute, do morning pages, grounding, deep breaths, whatever that is, right? Take a minute for yourself, right? But that's not 24 hours, 48 hours, a week later, all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, it's already almost the 15th and I haven't done anything because you just kind of sat back, okay? So we don't want that. But one of the other things that I'm really good at is customer care. And I just wanted to kind of go through a couple things this morning because sometimes when you add a lot of people, or whatever, as your team just starts to grow over the weeks, the months, the years, okay, you have a larger amount of level ones. All right. And here's the amazing thing about network marketing. Okay. You ready for this? And this is how, if you teach this to your team and they can do it, it like you're going to grow to diamond in no time. Okay. So if everybody takes care of their level ones, and then those level ones take care of their level ones, and then the next ones take care of their level ones, oh my gosh, you'll have thousands of people and you're taking care of your level ones, and everybody else is taking care of their level ones. And then you start developing your level ones as leaders and all of those things. So if everybody takes care of their level ones, it's amazing how that can work. Okay. So, so here's the thing. I'm going to kind of show you some of the steps that I do, okay? And I've been wanting to do this forever. I'm flying by the seat of my pants, but here's the thing. I can't wait for it to be perfect. I can't wait to have the perfect system to explain it to you or whatever. We're going to wing it here, okay? And then I am going to have my VA, because I'm so blessed to have one. I'm going to have her kind of do like a little PDF, okay? But I want to run through it on this recording so she can listen and write it out, okay? So follow along with me. I'm not going to share my screen. That's why I said, so some of this I'm going to be talking out loud, all right? You can be taking notes. You can just be listening and absorbing it, and then doing it later, or once I get through, because I'm not going to bring it up, but I'm going to go into my back office and I'm going to kind of show you how I print out a report. You can just look at it, okay? I like paper, which is a problem because if you saw my office, you would say I have a paper problem, okay? It's the accountant in me, okay? But it's such a great system, and I'm going to kind of run through some things, and then I'm going to ask Michael some questions because I'm interested in the male point of view of this because it's different. So I'm going through this and I'm thinking, yeah, I don't know if they do that, you know? So, and we want to grow our men, right? We want to grow men on our team. And honestly, I've said it before, I am very comfortable working with men, and like it seems like I don't know if they're easier to talk to. They don't have drama. I don't know what it is, but so let's grow our men in Plexus. Okay, so hang on a second here. Okay, so I'm just going to talk through this. All right, so I have opened up plexusworldwide.com, okay? And I'm going to log into my office, my virtual office. I always call it a back office. I don't know why we do that. So then I am going to go to my dashboard. And you're probably going to laugh at this, but right now I'm actually going to go to, I'm going to work from the original view. You can get the same thing from the new virtual office, but I still don't even go there. I'm 61. I can say that. I'm going to go back to, because that, I mean, I've just been using it for 8 years. I will switch over. I have adapted a bit. Okay. So I've got my dashboard up. What I'm going to do over on the left-hand side, I'm going to click on my business, and most of my work comes from points and rank up. Okay. Sorry, I just had a thought, so I'm writing it down. Okay, so I go to points and rank up. I scroll down, and yep, current month, right? So it's May. I'm going to load the data. And so here's the thing. I can't really see comments while I'm doing this, honestly. Just I'll go back and answer questions after I do this. So what you're going to do, I don't know if you know that you can sort your levels. Like there is a tab for level 1, so you can do that as well. Okay, so it's all levels, level 1, and then level range. Okay, you can just click on your level 1s. Actually, I've never done that, but I'm going to do that. I clicked on the level 1 tab, and I'm going to, over on the right hand side, it says export data. Okay, and it's going to export it to an Excel worksheet. Guess what? I'm not an Excel expert. I have learned to do what I need to do in Excel because it, oh gosh, that's amazing. Okay, so all it did, this cuts out 5 minutes. Look at that, saving time already. So, I just do what I can. Phil has taught me some different things. He's an Excel expert, but I can get the job done, and that's what counts. Getting something done is better than perfect or just saying, I don't know, or not doing it. Okay. Now you've got your Excel sheet, set up. So here's the thing, like, again, you can just look at your points and rank up and kind of go through it, but I'm going to do a little, a little sort that's gonna, that I like doing. Okay. And if it on your Excel worksheet, in the very left-hand corner, there's like a little triangle. If you click on that, it highlights the entire thing. Okay, and so then what I'm going to do, okay, is, so I've got that highlighted. I'm going to go over across the top, and there's at the very end, sort and filter. Okay, and I'm going to do a custom sort. I click on custom sort, and then you go down and it says sort by. And I'm going to sort by subscription date. So just, again, roll with me. You can go back and listen to it, absorb this. I'm going to do it by, I guess it's subscription run date is what they've got. So I'm going to hit OK, and it's going to take all of my level 1s, and it's going to sort them by subscription date. Hang on a second. Yep. Okay. That worked pretty well. And you're going to find some things are out of sync or whatever. And here's the other thing that, this is a really big report. There's a lot of columns that you don't necessarily need. There's sometimes I like to have the, customer ID. But for this, here's the thing, just like eliminate columns. All right. I'm going to show you how to do that, and then I'm just going to move forward. So if you want to eliminate a column, all right, it's column A, B, C, D. Click on A. All right. And and again, you can do this in bigger chunks and things like that, but I'm just going to show you the basics. So if I have column A highlighted, I'm like, you know what? I don't need the customer ID. Then I right click on my mouse and I delete it, and it's gone. So then I don't have it anymore. So I've got my first name, my last name. Okay. And here's something else. So then the city, the state, it's funny, for whatever reason, I like knowing what state I like seeing what state they're in. So next thing that I get rid of is like the city. And then I highlight it again. I click on the C, I delete it. But here's the thing, you can leave their phone number if you want, email. You really don't need all those things. what you need. You can leave their join date because sometimes it's like, oh yeah, they've been with me for 4 years, right? Maybe that's something, again, we're going to do customer service. That's what we're getting to. That might be something that you want to, maybe it's their Plexiversary this month. Okay. So like, I'm going to give you, like all these things that you can talk to them about. Okay. Plexiversary month might be one of them. Maybe that's something that you do, etc. Okay. But what I care about is I'm going to get rid of, I know that they're my level ones. I don't care about their paid rank. I like to know like what rank was their maximum rank and what rank are they paid at now in case you want to help someone. Okay, gosh, you dropped down to gold. Let's get you back to senior gold. Let's re-rank or something like that. But really, mainly I'm interested in the subscription and amount, okay? And then when the when the subscription is going to ship, right? And it tells you like the last one, well, the last one is really nothing. It says order ID list. I always get rid of that. I don't really know what that is. But the next order is what you want. You can see the PV. And yes, we cannot see what their subscription is, but if they've been a loyal customer, then you can see, you know, that they've got a subscription set up. You can even go back and look, hey, did they order, you know, 120 PV last month too? If they did, guess what? It's probably the same order. Okay. So all those things, like we're just, and this is such a great thing to do. This is what I do on the first or second of the month. And it's how we can care for our customers. I like to sort it by subscription date because I'm going to start at the top. Maybe I'm going to do 3 people, maybe I'm going to do 5 people, maybe I'm going to do everybody, but I actually kind of like to like to spread it out. Now here's the thing. Okay. I'm not a huge recruiter, okay? I'm just not. I'm good at, you know, get people in the room. I love having level ones that are big recruiters, get them in the room. I can teach them how to be leaders and grow a team. I'm good at that. I'm good at loving on them. So if you bring in somebody, I can help you keep them because happy customers stay. And you know, you're going to want we're going to want to retain your customers because otherwise you end up in a hamster wheel. So yes, we want to be recruiting. We've got to be recruiting. I still recruit, whatever. But so I don't have a huge level one. Now, Rachel probably has like huge, right? And there are other people, Joey has like, you know, people who recruit, Ashley, Tasha, like we have a lot of big recruiters. So, you know, again, you might want to utilize Project Broadcast eventually just to send out a little message. Alita sends out messages on Project Broadcast to her level ones at this point. Again, you'll eventually get to that point. It just says, hey, your subscription is going out. I'm here for anything. But what I do is I'll go in order. So like I've got like, you know, I don't know, however many that are, you know, set to go out in the beginning of the month. And those are the people that I'm going to contact. So I'm going to shrink this down so here, let me just look at one thing and then I'm going to come back so that, hang on one second. I'm gonna, I don't need, just bear with me one second. I probably should have had one, um, done for you guys, but like I said, I'm winging it. Okay. Just want to get it a little smaller. Okay. I'm going to print it out because I kind of operate from there, but you can do it looking at it. And okay, so I'll just do Kathy's. Okay. All right. I'm gonna come back a second. Okay, so I'm looking at the chat. Okay, you do that too. Mary, I knew that we were soul sisters. Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing, like, and maybe Stephanie's laughing. So here's the thing, like, do I think that Alita's probably going to go back and do this? No. Like maybe this isn't for everyone. You know what I mean? Like so, and that's why, she'll rely on me for certain things. Like she'll still ask me product questions. Like that's my gift too, right? Everyone has their gift. Everyone has a place at the table. We're just here to share what we have in hopes that we can give you little tidbits of information, okay? So, do you guys, I wish I had a name for it. This was something else when they were asking us as diamonds, like what would you like to see in the new back office? And I was like, that one report, I like call it like their homepage. Like I don't even have names for them. I was like, how am I going to describe it? But they don't have it in the new virtual office, which is why I go back to the old one. And I'm like, this is what I operate from. You need it back. Um, okay, so um, so I'm gonna walk through it again a second. Okay, here, I'm back in my Plexus Worldwide back office. So I've got my points and rank up here, okay? And because this is important. So I'm gonna tell you this too. So the first person is and I love that she always comes up first, my friend Suzanne. Suzanne has been with me since the very beginning, since 2017, May of 2017. So right in the very beginning. And she will be my customer forever. So she's a great example here. So, it says the person's name. There's a plus next to their name. Click on that. It opens it up. Come on. Okay. And it gives you customer details, their ID, their phone number, their email, sponsor number. That's me because we're in level 1, and then view details. Click view details. That's what I call, this is my main place that I look at people's stuff. Like I call it like their little home page. This is Suzanne's home page. This is like how I look at everything with Suzanne. Tells me their goal, her order history, her upline, her email, her website name, if you ever need that, like whatever, everything. Brand ambassadors, active, current PV, current points, like everything. And then down below is like her little points and rank up. It's her team. It's everything about her team. This particular person, just a customer, but that's where all that stuff is. Okay. So if I want to know what's going on with Suzanne, I click on order history. And that's kind of how I go through and look. And I'm like, well, gosh, I wonder what, I'll view the details. Look, what did she order last time? Because she'll switch things up. And so she's got the everyday wellness combo, hydrate, both flavors. Now, here's the thing. I don't know that she's ever had, so it's been all these years and she can still do things that like, I don't know. I didn't realize that she was purchasing blueberry hydrate. So it's like, hey, and I keep going. Now, I already know this because I've talked with her, but like she purchased the slim sweet tea, right? Like, so that's a great thing to know. Like how many of your customers purchase the sweet tea, right? Like when we find out if it's coming back, like you're going to want to let them know, like, hey, did you have someone start on microbiome and now they're buying hunger control? Hey, noticed you are buying hunger control. Did you know that you're supposed to, like you mentioned, do you know you're supposed to drink that over an hour so the polydextrose does the work so you don't mindlessly snack and overeat, and like just little things. Like there's so much you can talk about customers about. And anyway, so I kind of look at that to see if anything's new or going on, or did they skip, or I'm coming back here full circle. And I can see all you guys. There's so much to talk to customers about. If you're avoiding it, guess what? That's a problem. You need to stop avoiding talking to your customers. I'm telling you, way too many people do that. Oh my gosh, I'm afraid that like they're going to think whatever. I don't care what they're going to think. Guess what? Our job is to serve them, help, and be successful in the products. When they're successful in the products, you can help them be successful in the business and get their products covered. It's basic. Don't avoid them. They're your friends. They're your friends. Talk to them. Pick up the phone if they're not going into your chat. Like, hey, Suzanne, I noticed that you haven't seen my last 5 messages. What's going on? Talk to me. What's going on in your life? Oh, that's so hard. Like, I mean, seriously, like you guys, we can be 6-figure earners and that's what we have to do. That's not hard, right? Okay. What's hard is going into the grocery store with a calculator because you're budgeting your groceries. That's what's hard. Or you want to put your kids in an activity and you don't have the money to do it. And you say, oh, sorry, can't do that. Or you want to be home with your kids, but you're gone for 18 hours a day. That's hard. Okay. That's perspective. So sorry about that. But anyway, it's sometimes I just think, oh my gosh, like it's not hard because I mean, again, I have my things too. Like posting is not my favorite. It's like Cheryl, just freaking post. Like, who cares? Like, you have things to say, just do it. Um, okay, so some things and I'm gonna kind of run through them again, listen to it again. I can write it down on a list. Like some things that I talk to people about, like there are newsletters out there. If you maybe if your lead is level 1, she sends it to you, you can send it to them. Maybe you're part of a group. I pay $10 a month to create your graphics VIP. Like, to me, like, and I get it. If you're silver, like maybe you don't have $10 a month to do it, right? But we have to invest in our business. $10 a month. People lay out $600,000 to like try and rent a building and put equipment in it to start a brick and mortar business. We're talking $10 a month for a VIP graphics group. Okay. So it's $7 a month for Keith Callahan's, Daily Keith, you know what I mean? So, anyway, so she's got this little newsletter, like you just send it out to your level 1s. Hey, just wanted you to know what's going on this month. I hope you're doing well. I love new beginnings, whatever. You can send them motivational or inspirational quotes, just to check in on them. Okay. Everything doesn't have to be Plexus. How's life? Like, I saw your kids are playing soccer. That's super fun. You can send them. So this is where we get into the men women thing. I'm going to bring you in, Michael. It's like I'll send them recipes. I love recipes, but guys cook too. Like sometimes there are men who are the cooks in their house, right? Like, hey, I made these protein balls and they're amazing. Geez, I learned like my little Starbucks protein muffin things with the cottage cheese and the eggs and all that. Like, I'm tripling my protein. Hey, maybe you'd like this. Um, Send them a YouTube that you like or something. If you saw a gut health article that pertains to them, hey, saw this article, thought of you. Hey, it's beginning of the month. Let's do a regimen follow up. How's your part? What's your favorite part? Right? Not how are you doing? What's your favorite part of your routine? What's your favorite part of your paint drink? Like, have you ever played around with morning or afternoon? Like, I could go on for 10 hours with this stuff. The questions are endless. Okay. Um, Here's another thing. You always ask them their health goals, right? And sometimes it's like the beginning of the year is a new time. Guess what? We're almost mid-year. It's like, hey, now's a great time. Let's talk about your health goals. Like, you told me this, and this. Or if you forget what they are, or they're so far back in the chat, you just say, hey, let's talk about your health goals. What are your health goals right now? I know you originally told me if you can remember one thing, that'd be great. It was this, and I'm sure there are a few more. Where are we today? Let's talk about today. What can we do today? Because that's what I'm here for. You bought the products, but guess what? You bought me, and I wanna help you, right? Let's map it out. What can we do? Is there one thing different we could do this month that will change your health in a great way? Maybe it's hydrating, and women, like, it's going to be the iron, like add that to your whatever it is. But here we go. You can talk about perks. You can invite them to Power 30. You can talk about their Plexiversary, whatever. Okay. But Michael, what do you do? Like, I would love to hear just some of your ideas and stuff too on following up with your customers from the male perspective. Like, what does that look like?
I try and get them on the phone more often than not. For the women to try and catch up in person, I'm retired, I work from home. Like I can go and visit people if they're at a work environment where they can have a visitor. I'll try and do that with them. I've tried to do that more recently as I'm bringing my team local. But I'll try and get the guys on the phone. And it's usually a couple questions about how they're doing with the product, how life is, but then it'll get very quickly onto like what's going on with your family situation, work situation, and what are you doing for recreation? Um, trying to help out with just developing the relationship. Um, that for me is kind of a personal weakness because I get so wrapped up in the family life and in going in too many different directions. And you mentioned cooking ideas, stuff like that. That's been a really big one. As we are in our group for the second month now, we did an April accountability group, and everybody who joined, I had 14 people who joined in March. Um, Brought them in, April Wellness Community. There are three tenets of it. One, you don't have to, but the challenge is uh, 4 days of motion a week, 30 minutes of motion. It doesn't have to be hitting the gym. It can be like, I mowed my yard for an hour this morning, push mowing. That's an hour of motion. That counts for one day. You have to have 10 minutes of personal development. So reading, I'm going to recommend the Energy Bus because I just started that this morning on my moan. It's great. Um, and then I'm sorry, there are four parts. Supplements every single day. You're voting that you took the supplements that day. So we got workout, supplements, mindset, and then pivotal. Taking a recipe and using a few pivotal recipes a week. Um, that's something new that I've just started trying in the past month and a half. Every single day, 6 days a week, Sundays are called. Every single day, 6 days a week. Um, I am putting up a poll between 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and everybody has to vote with what they did for the day. So it's that daily check-in and that accountability in between the phone calls that seems to be building a little bit of momentum. Personally, my problem is duplication. Like I can take care of somebody. I've got customers that have been with me since 2017, but they don't duplicate anymore. And right now within this group, I've got one, two, three, at least three, if not four people that are saying, hey, I have somebody that I need to introduce you to, and we need to come to it. So
Love
in
that.
addition to the customer care, that also seems to be working in a way that like we can vote, we have community, we're talking with one another. And every day is like, hey, what'd you do for recreation? What'd you do with your kids or with your family or with your loved ones? What'd you do at work? Whatever it may be. Um, so that's what I'm doing, but I am, you said you're great with working with the men. I've got five sisters for those who don't know me. So like I joke about my six moms growing up. And I was a cheerleader. I have no problem speaking with women the same way that
Love
I
it.
would comfortable either way.
Love it. I love that. And I wrote some of that down. And you know what? So do you do that? Do you have your own little chat? Is that what?
I have my own little chat. I invited everybody that joined to be a part of it, and then a couple people who had been consistent but weren't quite on board. And I'm not sure if I could tell you. I have 24 members in that chat.
Nice.
Um,
I love that so much.
and a few of them you can vote multiple times, but I had a total of 5, 4, 9, 12, like 13 or 14 votes on yesterday's poll. So over half the group seems to be engaged.
Yeah.
So
So do you start a new chat monthly or quarterly or anything like that? Or do you just keep adding people in and then maybe eventually you'll start another one at some
I
point?
that's kind of a learning process for me. I really have had a hard time in the past. This is a new design using the voting and the polls,
Hmm.
and then mixing it to this is what everybody voted on. At the end of the week in the Zoom, I left out there is if you voted, we will pick 3 days randomly out of the week. And if you voted during those 3 days, then you get an entry for each vote that you put in. So at the end of the week, I'm doing like a $25 giveaway for whoever is on the call and whoever voted. Um,
Excellent.
a
Excellent.
little bit of incentive. I,
Yeah.
this being the first month, my fast start silver from last month, I think he's like 17 days in. He's added 7 people so far. Um, he already started his own May. I don't even remember what he called it, like Let's Crush It May. So I'm gonna ask him if I can probably tag into that, and everybody who wants to come over will bring them in. We'll have a new chat.
Yeah, I love that. And then one other thing that that I don't know if you know, is that if people sign up for Pivotal, and because you have to redo it every 12 weeks, they get extra perks with so like that's an added bonus as well. So, you know, it's like check it out or whatever, definitely sign up, you'll get extra perks. And so that's good. So I love that. So really, um you know, so I take that. Thank you so much for sharing, Michael. So I kind of, you know, I take my print out because I like to print it out. But again, you can do this, the work that I talked about, looking at your level ones and taking care of them, you know, and I'll say, hey, I see your, you know, again, your subscription goes out, you know, soon. And sometimes I don't even say that. Like I'm just touching base, knowing that their subscription goes out. Because there's some like I don't have to tell my friend Suzanne her subscription's going out. Like she knows, but she's so funny. Like I'm telling you, she's like, gosh, thank you so much. She thanks me all the time. Like, you're so thoughtful. How do you remember to check in on me? Like all those things. Like, and you remember everything. That's another thing she tells me, which cracks me up. But like I'll go back in the chat sometimes and just see what we talked about. Again, it takes what, 30 seconds to do that, maybe a minute. And you know, and so and really we probably talk on the phone um you know, like once a quarter or something. But if she knows, if she has a question and you think like literally she doesn't comment on it, she is a customer through and through. She doesn't comment on anything or whatever, but if I put something on my team page, you better believe it interests her, she messages me. So people are paying attention, right? And I've shifted, my team page is kind of more of a resource, and I kind of shifted over to like everybody on the diamond mine. So that's like more the business, and then the other is more like a resource or whatever. I just decided to do that, which is, you know, it just works better. And you want to be where the energy is. And we realize, you know, sometimes we get too fast into, oh, I need my own team page. I mean, and I didn't do mine until later on, but there are benefits to being together, right, in a big group and having that energy. And so yeah, she just like, hey, thanks for I checked on her, she's my CPA friend, and I checked on her a couple days after tax season. I'm like, I just want to just congratulate you on surviving another tax season and you know what, she's like, thanks for thinking about me, I'm taking a little vacation, let's touch base when we get back, like you know, all those things. And you know, just she just it's just nice, you know, they just appreciate it. Like she will literally be my customer forever. Now, just I know we're like way over, well, 4 minutes over, but one more piece with that. So as you do this, at some point, what you can do with customers, right? Because this is, I think I'm going to do this month. Your current customers can be your best business builders or connectors. I think a lot of times we forget about people as connectors. Okay. So when I talk to her, I'm going to say, Suzanne, I know that you're not interested. You've told me in the past that you're not interested in the business. And I know you're still doing your CPA business, but I would love it if you did a shout out for me because you love the products. I'm going to write up a little shout out post that directs people, and it's gonna benefit me, you know, my business. And if you feel that good, why not somebody else feel good that you know, and you don't have to do the business. You can just be a connector. Like, do you think that she's not going to do that for me? Of course she's going to do that for me. Right. And so that, and you never know who you're going to get, right? Because a lot of times our biggest builders and plexus are not people who are our friends. They're people that we don't know, and they become jewels. Like it's the craziest thing. Like you'd think it'd be your people, and sometimes it is. But so anyway, so do that. So ask them for a post and to be a connector. Um, you know, and again, like, I know you've said this, you know, you didn't want to do the business in the past, but yeah, you can also, if someone's interested, you can always say, hey, you know, look, people are interested. Like, do you want to do this, or do you still want to connect them to me? A lot of times people will connect them to you initially, but if you keep getting people, it's like, hey, that's what Celeste Gwynn did. Celeste Gwynn for a year just referred everybody. Who did she refer them to? I forget. Whoever. Um,
Jen Hawkins.
that's it, Jen Hawkins, right? And so it's just like, and finally it was like, no, like, you know, no, I'll take them. I'm going to do this business. So you never know. You might have the next Celeste Gwynn on your team. Okay. Anyway, I hope that this was helpful for you. I'll try and outline the click list, do this, get rid of those columns kind of thing, print it out. Cause I really shrink it down. And when I print it, I make the settings so that it all the columns are on one page. You can, I forget what they call it. And then I just go through and I highlight, and you just boom. And if you're just focused on that, you can just plow through it, right? And then, you know, they'll have a conversation with you and you can get back to them, but then you have happy customers. I don't know. I like starting my month out that way. And so I hope this was helpful. Thank you guys for tuning in, and let's crush May. Okay. All right. See you guys. Thanks, Michael.